Sometimes it amazes me how in the minority I can be with things. And this guy is the robots in disguise warrior class Quillfire. And my opinions are in the minority on this guy too. Stick around and I'll explain exactly what I mean in the latest GotBot True Review. Okay folks, welcome back to the channel. This is your host, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot, and this is the warrior class Quillfire. Where do I want to start with this guy? Well, let's take Quillfire off the screen for a moment. Here is the packaging. What can I say? There's a picture of Quillfire at the top, kind of like he looks in the cartoon. Product shot down there. It changes apparently in 7 steps, blah, blah, blah. Nothing much on that. I'm not a big box guy, but since I had it there, why not? I got this guy yesterday. I was not planning to get him. Largely because the Robots in Disguise line is not a line that I have really had. But since I did get him, why not take a look at him? We'll measure him like we always do. And we're going to start off right away with his paint apps. And I guess, what can I say about his paint apps? Honestly, I've seen this version. I've seen the Transformers Adventure version. And I actually think that this guy is more screen accurate. Because, as best as I can tell, there's too much brown on the Adventure version. Now granted, on screen he shouldn't have the red here. And his abdomen should also be gray. But overall, and his arms should have more gray in here. But overall, I think that this Quillfire is the better Quillfire. So I'm going to give his paint apps a 9. A 9 because it's pretty minor. If I wanted to do some custom work here, I would put gray across the abdomen. I would put gray down the arms. And maybe I would paint these over yellow because he does have more yellow on his shoulder, and he does have yellow on his shoulder here and here. It's just not as much as on screen. So, yeah. What can I say? Paint apps, 9. Posability, playability. He rolls great in vehicle mode. And in this mode, it's a little strange. His head can look up, and his head can look down a bit, but the hood of the vehicle mode goes moved when you do that. Because it doesn't really tab in per se. His mouth opens and closes, that's kind of cool. The head moves very slightly to the left and right, hindered really by the shoulders, and all of this sticking out on back. Let's see, the shoulders themselves, well, you can go a little bit of a butterfly joint based on the ball joint that's in there. You can't really go back because this chunk impedes you. You can, however, take the shoulder way forward like this. Now, you might say, wait, if it can't go back, that's no good. But the thing is, his shoulder up here still lets you take the arm all the way back. So though the shoulder doesn't flip back, the arm can go all the way back. There is a bicep swivel. The hands just go in and out. And that's because of transformation. His arms are kind of long. Oh, he can go across his chest, by the way. Like, there you go. His arms are kind of long. He sort of has that stocky gorilla-esque type of look to him. Oh, and his arms can go all the way out. I love that. That's excellent. And it doesn't look as weird, I don't think, as Thunderhoof's does. And we have a nice deep elbow bend, little over 90 degrees really, actually a nice bit over 90 degrees. He does have a bit of a backpack here, and this part sticks off, but again, that's accurate. This sticking off is accurate because it's Quillfire. He does have a waist swivel. He does have, full splits ability, as short as his legs are. He does have a 90-degree knee bend. The legs can go back. They can go all the way forward. There is a there is a thigh rotation, and the feet can pivot forward and back. I mean, and honestly, he stands quite sturdy. I really like Quillfire. I think that his posability, playability is like a 9.5. It'd be nice if he had wrist articulation, but that's really the only thing he's missing. And I take off just a little bit because the head is kind of limited. His weapons. Well, he comes with this. He comes with this gun. You know, again, I'm not a big blaster guy, but it's a all right gun. If you want to store it in robot mode, there is a hole back there, you know, that you can store it in, like that. He also comes with another weapon, one of his quills. It can poke in the center right here, and when you take it out, he can hold it like a, I guess like a melee weapon. You know, like a dagger type of melee weapon. Now, I do want to point something out here. There's two ways that this goes, and maybe I should show it a little closer. There's this orientation and there's this orientation. When you plug it in back here, you want to plug it in this orientation so that it's up and down. Why do you want to do that? Because if you do it the other way, it's too wide during his transformation for this to sit comfortably. Even this way, it's kind of tight, but you can leave it there during transformation. And speaking of transformation, oh, I guess before I jump into transformation, let's just, you know, compare him, because we're talking about this guy being a warrior class. So just how big is he? How does he stack up? Well, we know warrior class is pretty much like a deluxe class. And here he is next to Fracture on one side, who is a fantastic figure. And let's just move these guys a little bit here. And here he is with Thunderhoof on the other side. Now you can see, he is certainly shorter, stockier, but I feel like he has more actual body mass. I think he's bulkier. So, I guess you'd say he's a small warrior, small deluxe. Anyway, right into transformation. Let's get into it. And every time I've seen a video of this guy, it's gone from vehicle to robot. When you get this guy, he's in robot mode. So I'm going to show the reverse. I'm going to show robot to vehicle. I should say this, when I got him out of package, his head was pointed all the way down, and the hood tab was pushed in here. And I really had to kind of root at it to get it up. I knew it could hinge because I saw the hinges here. I was a little bit nervous that I might break it, but once you get it up, I mean, you know, it's up. Also in package, this back piece is down like this, and his quills are folded down like this. I cannot see any other reason for the quills to have this hinge other than to allow him to fit in package. I guess if you just wanted to leave it down, you could. I mean, if you wanted to leave him this way, you could, but that's not quite proper transformation. His quills should be up, and his backpack sits in like, I almost said it, like that. So let's start transforming this guy, and honestly, he's not too bad. You take up the hood piece, and you flip the head inside, and it gives you the front grille of the vehicle mode, and you bring the hood back down. You come down to the waist, and you swivel it around. You take the feet, and you fold them all the way. There is a stopping point, so fold them until you reach the stopping point. This whole backpack piece, pull it out for now, and just kind of leave it out there. His whole body is on this gray piece in here. It accordions up and out. So right now you sort of have him all opened up. Fold in his fist and fold in his fist. We're doing good so far. The legs, it's a situation where they kind of bend in half for the thigh to go inside. So you bend them and bring it up, you bend them and bring it up. Now there's a tab in here and a hole in here. These tab together. You could do that before you bring the legs up or after. I think if you do it before you bring the legs up, it's going to come apart on you. And it's kind of tight to get it in there, or at least it is on mine. Sort of tight to get it in there, but there you go. There you go. So I got both of that up. Next, there's a couple of holes right here in the backs of his legs, and there's 2 tabs up here on the, I don't know what we'll call it, the trunk section, I guess. Those 2 tabs go into those 2 holes. What can I say? You basically just size it up, line it up, tab it in. Now you have this whole roof section. You can just sort of leave that free flowing at the moment. Now, this whole front piece that we accordioned out, you bend it back. This is why you had to have that quill put in the proper way, because it goes in between 2 hinge pieces here, and it needs to be able to fit down there to have this guy go pretty much flat. Next, you come to his shoulders, and well, you can kind of see how this is going to go. These pieces come back. When they come back, there's a little notch in the door right here where my finger is that goes over a tab up right here. So for now, bring that all the way back and tab it on, and on the other side do the same thing, bring it all the way back and tab it on. Honestly, you're to a point now where really all you have to do is kind of squeeze everything together to tab it all in. The shoulders will angle down, or sorry, angle in like this. I wouldn't do that just quite yet. I would begin with bringing the roof forward and, you know, putting that all the way down. You're probably not going to have the roof in a perfect position right now, but you'll squeeze it together in just a little bit. There's a couple of little tabs here on the door, that go in around plastic pieces here on the side and here on the side. There's also a little tab at the top of the door. Actually, I guess it's not a tab really, it's a little space between 2 tabs. And there's a little cutout notch right here on the roof. That little cutout notch on the roof got to go between those 2 tabs. Same on the other side. It's kind of like your guiding point. So we'll push this in and push that on, and you can see there's your guiding point locked in right there. And we do the same thing on the other side. Like, no, I don't have it in between those teeth. There we go. And for weapon storage, you just take it, and there's a couple of little holes in, I guess, on the inner part of his leg, and you can just take the handle and put it in there, flip that foot back down, and boom, there you go. Quillfire in vehicle mode. Not a hard transformation. Kind of tabbing those doors in on the side is going to be your biggest challenge. It's definitely going to be the biggest challenge for kids, but it's not that bad. I'm going to give his transformation overall about an 8.5, to be honest with you. It's kind of quick, it's sort of fun, and it's a really cool vehicle mode, I think, that rolls great. So we have, you know, a 9, a 9.5, and an 8.5. In my opinion, Quillfire is a 9. A lot of people have preferred Thunderhoof over Quillfire, and I don't get it. Thunderhoof is a mediocre figure at best. Quillfire, for as odd as he looks and as stocky as he looks, he's pretty fantastic in my personal opinion. Should you get Quillfire? Well, that's up to you. But I think you'll enjoy him. I think you'll enjoy him, but hey, what do I know? We all like what we like. Anyway, that's it. That clues it up for Quillfire. I guess the only thing left to say is like, comment, subscribe, check me out everywhere, and I appreciate you coming by, spending a little bit of time with me, and I look forward to the next time that we get together right here for another visit inside the videos.